So first of all, I'm going to show you an example of a question you could be asked, which you can see on the screen now. So here we have 2x plus 5 in one bracket, and then in the other bracket 5x plus 3. Now what we're going to do first is look at this visually so you actually understand the technique we're going to use. So first part of the lesson, you're going to understand the technique, and second of all, we're going to kind of give you a faster way to do it that you'll actually be using. But first of all, we just need to make sure you actually understand the core concepts going on. So what we're going to do is we're going to, again, as you saw in the last lesson, use this area example. So we're going to use our two brackets, 5x plus 3 for the top length, and for the bottom length, 2x plus 5. Now, and what we're going to do is find the area by multiplying these two together, because what do we do to find the area of a rectangle? We multiply these sides together. On one side we have 2x plus 5, on the other we have 5x plus 3. So effectively it's just what the question is asking, multiplying the brackets together, because on one side we have this, on the other side we have this, and we're multiplying them together. And we're going to look at how we would go about doing that, and therefore how we can do it without this rectangle example. So to find the area of this, what we're actually going to do is split this rectangle up. So we have 2x plus 5 here. This is still 2x plus 5. It's just we split these terms up. So 5 is the length for this smaller rectangle here, and 2x is the length for this rectangle here. And then here we have the same on the top. So just to make this easier, we're going to split these up into numbers. And then this is where it's going to start to make sense about how we multiply out our brackets. So now that we've split this up, for this rectangle 1, how do we find out the area of a rectangle? Well, we multiply by our lengths. One length here is 2x, the other length is 5x. By the way, this isn't to scale, but it's just to give you the idea. So we have 2x multiplied by 5x, which we know is 10x squared. Next, we have our length, which is still 2x, and our other length is going to be 3, so this is going to give us 6x. Third of all, we have 5 multiplied by 5x, which is going to be 25x, and lastly 3 and 5, which is 15. And again, that's just because to find the area of a rectangle, you multiply the two lengths. And now that we have the area of these 4 smaller rectangles, how are we going to find the area of the larger rectangle? So we can multiply these all together to get our area, which is 10x squared, add 6x, add 25x, add 15. So this is the area of the whole rectangle. So effectively what we've done is we've just multiplied these brackets together. And by multiplying these brackets together to give us the area, we have this. And you may notice 6x add 25x can be simplified into 31x. So therefore our final answer simplified is 10x squared, add 31x, add 15. So hopefully that made sense about multiplying these out. So now I'm going to, because basically what we've done there is we effectively multiplied the brackets together, but we used the example of a rectangle to show you how you would do that. So now I'll show you the quicker way which you can do to get started on these questions. So using the same question from the last example, what you have to do is you have to take every term within the first set of brackets and multiply it by every term in the next set of brackets. So for example, we'd take 2x, multiply it by 5x, and then we'd also multiply it by 3. Then next we'd take 5, multiply it by 5x, and multiply it by 3. However, to actually provide a method for this, there's a simple acronym that you can remember for this, which is FOIL. First, we multiply the first term from each bracket, so that's 2x and 5x, which would give us 10x squared. Next, we multiply the outer terms from each bracket, which is 2x and 3, to give us 6x. Third, we multiply the inner terms, which would be 5 and 5x, which gives us 25x. And then last, L, which would just be our 3 and 5 to give us 15, which again would give us the exact same answer as we got in the rectangle example. But this method, FOIL, just gives us a way of multiplying every term correctly so that we can expand our brackets. Because effectively what we're doing is just multiplying the brackets together. So let's use this FOIL method in action with this example. So here we have x plus 4 and x plus 8. So first of all, we multiply by f, which is the first term in each bracket, which in this case is x. That'll give us x squared. Next, what is that after f is o? So o is outer, so then we multiply by x, the outer term on each bracket, so that'll be x, and then 8, the outer terms on each bracket, to give us 8x. Next we multiply the inner terms in each bracket, so that'll be 4 and x to give us 4x, and then lastly L, the last term in each bracket, which will multiply to give us 32. And again, remember to simplify, because otherwise you wouldn't get full marks for this. You'd lose a mark because you haven't simplified. And remember, 8x add 4x can be simplified to 12x to give us x squared plus 12x plus 32. So that is our example of how we use FOIL, and we remember that to give us our answer, and always remember to simplify.